champion from Sinaloa, Mexico, Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez.
Hola, ¿qué tal a todos? Estoy muy contento de estar aquí. Quiero pues agradecer a todo el equipo de Benavidez, a mi equipo, a todos los que hacen posible esto. Creo que va a ser una excelente pelea, ya que hemos hecho sparring, nos conocemos bastante. De hecho, me ayudó mucho para pelear por mi primer campeonato. Él fue el que me ayudó para el sparring. Y la verdad, pues estoy contento porque pues es lo que se merece el boxeo, este tipo de peleas que se hagan, este tipo de combates son los que sobresalen y es lo que mantiene vivo al deporte del boxeo también. Muchas gracias a todos. Thank you everyone to be here. Thank you for making everything possible. And I'm so glad to be here to make a huge fight for this May 2nd. And I want to say, don't miss the fight. And Benavidez, his team, he helped me a lot for my first fight, world title fight. And I know him, we know each other, but I think it will be an exciting, super exciting fight. Pero Zurdo Ramirez se va a quedar con los títulos. Gracias.
Zurdo Ramirez will stay with the titles. That's what you're saying right there. You see Zurdo, and you'll see this man, his trainer with him at Brickhouse Boxing, Julian Chua. It's right there with him all the time. The man who's led him to the titles. Bring to the stage now, Julian.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming. I just want to say thank you to all the teams, Oscar, all the promotions, and I mean, I can't say how much of an honor it is to be fighting and being a part of Cinco de Mayo weekend. You know, Mexican boxing, the heritage of it, everything. It's a huge part of the sport. It built the sport, you know. So it's just an honor to be a part of this event. Man, what can I say about this fight? You know, neither team, we're not really big into talking, and there's not going to be a need for that, because I got to see this sparring up close, and this is just sparring. This isn't the real fight, and those rounds were all pay-per-view worthy. There wasn't a single one that wasn't. And now you layer on that it's a real fight, the competitive nature that brought them both to where they're at today, at its peak form, will be there. So, I mean, like I said, man, I don't need to say much about this fight. It's gonna be a shootout. It's gonna be a great war. Much respect to David, his team. I love Zurdo, and I just want us to put on a fantastic show. I don't feel like there will be pressure on this to be a great fight, because just how they are, it's gonna be one, you know. I just want both parties to end the fight healthy, and you know, may the best man win. But you know, we believe it's gonna be Zurdo Ramirez. Thank you.
Thank you, Julian. Been working out, huh, Buff? You too, bro. Benavidez, like, I mean, everybody's getting after it this fight. All right, right now, they call him the Mexican Monster. If you've heard the story about David Benavidez when he was 14 years old, he was a big chubby kid. They thought he was a heavyweight. It was like, he's not the fighter. He's not going to be the champion. None of this. And look what he's become right now. With a record of 31-0, 25 KOs, the reigning WBC and WBA light heavyweight world champion. And he's ready to talk right now, so I'm going to get out of the way. The Mexican Monster, David Benavidez.
Hola a todos, le quiero decir buen día. Primeramente le quiero dar las gracias a Dios, porque sin Él nada es posible. Le quiero dar las gracias a todo mi equipo, todos los promotores, Samson Lukowitz, Golden Boy, Al Heyman, Luis Secubas Jr. y también a mi abogado David García. Me siento bien, me siento muy motivado para esta pelea. Yo ya sé que Zurdo va a venir listo, pero yo estoy listo también. Vamos a dejar todo en el ring, Mayo 2º. Pero le quiero decir al Zurdo también que disfrute sus títulos, porque se van a ir conmigo en Mayo 2º. I just want to tell everybody, Good morning. How's everybody doing? I want to give a thanks to all the promoters, Samson Lukowitz, Golden Boy Promotions, Al Heyman, Luis Cougar Jr., my father, Jose Benavidez, my lawyer, David Garcia, my wife, my kids, everybody on my team. I'm very excited. This is something I've been working for a long, long time, and I feel like me and Zurdo owe it to each other because we had so much great sparring sessions that were championship, pay-per-view worthy rounds. And I think I even told him one day, I'm like, we're gonna have to do this for pay-per-view, and we're going for 2 titles, May 5th, Cinco de Mayo, and I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful for Zurdo giving me this opportunity. And also I'm grateful for Oscar De La Hoya because we had talked about this like 2 years ago. We were trying to make this happen, so I'm very excited. We're here making this happen, so let's go get it. See you guys May 2nd.
Thank you, David. Now, about more than 10 years ago, you were a teenager. You would go to the Rock Gym. You were training at Hill Street in Long Beach. Every now and then you'd go to the gym in Carson. And Zurdo was training there with his former team. He'd walk in here. And I remember Manny Robles telling me, Beth, eventually one day those two are going to get at it. I'm like, but man, they're not the same size. He goes, oh, they will be one day. I can't believe we're here at the cruiserweight division. But you hear them both talk about it. We've all seen the pictures of them sparring. And like sparring is sparring. But David, you knew eventually that one day this was going to happen. Why did you know it was going to happen?
Because he's a top fighter. He's a great fighter as well. And I just seen into the future. I was helping him get ready for Arthur Abraham. And we had some great sparring sessions. He was champion for a while. Then he went up to 175. Then he went up to cruiserweight. So I knew Zurdo was going to be one of those fighters that's going to be there for a long, long time. He's only had 1 loss against Bivol. So I knew eventually we're going to do this. I didn't think we were going to do it in cruiserweight. But shit, it's even better for me. I'm very excited. I think a fight at cruiserweight between me and Zurdo Ramirez is going to be. We're going to be able to showcase both of our talents. We're going to be able to show it. Like, we're not going to be wagering and nothing like that. So it's going to be an even better fight. So I'm very excited.
Why move up to cruiserweight?
Because there was nothing else for me at 175 right now. I could have sat down and waited on the sidelines and wait for Bivol to have his tune-up and then another fight. But like I said, I'm not interested in that. I've been professional 13 years. I've been wanting to get the biggest title, the biggest fights possible. I've been denied a couple times. This was the other biggest fight on the mat. Zurdo accepted it like that. So big shout out to him. I'm just, like I said, I want to make my own lane. I want to achieve greatness, and this is the only way to do it.
So all those years of sparring, and you saw him when he was a teenager growing up, you might have said, okay, one day maybe, but did you think that this fight would happen?
I knew that it will happen eventually, and right now is the dream come true because all the sparring, all the sessions that we did, and we knew each other. We knew that one day we will fight, and this is the right moment, like he said, because with 200 will not be a cutting weight or nothing. It be like natural, like those days in sparring.
One thing about it is Oscar's talked about, Samson's talked about, the Cinco de Mayo weekend is special. I know, David, for you want to have that legacy, but there's something special about fighting that weekend. How important is it for you to put on that show?
It's very important for me because, for the whole history of the Cinco de Mayo fights, it's been tremendous fighters like Oscar, Julio Cesar Chavez, putting on great fights. Not only just great fights, there were wars because they were paired up fights. They didn't take no easy fights. So I think this is symbolically, this is what it symbolizes. May 5th symbolizes 2 warriors, and now it's even more special because it's 2 Mexican warriors going at it for a title. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm at the cusp of taking the face of boxing, and Zurdo Ramirez, he's if he beats me, his stock goes up. So there's greatness on the other side of that tunnel for both of us. So we're gonna come extremely prepared.
Zurdo, for you, fighting that weekend, you fought all over the world. You've had some big fights, but this one is special because it's fighting David Benavidez, isn't it?
Yeah, but he's the monster. Before I call him different, El Asesino, because I saw him when he sparred different guys. He beat him all the time, and I was like, okay, it'd be a good fight eventually one day. And right now at the May 5th, La Batalla de Puebla, 2 warriors, we're making history.
Oscar, we see it in the current state of boxing right now, and in the past was nobody wanted to cross the street. Nobody wanted to work with other promoters. You wanted to keep it in-house. Now you thank Al Heyman, you thank Tom, you thank Samson. And it's better if promoters work together. Why was it important for you to make sure this happens?
No, that's what Golden Boy has always been about, is working with other promoters, and right from the start. And like I said, I've worked with Bob, I've worked with Al, I've worked with everybody in the game to make the best fights happen. And you know, one thing that I'm really proud of, I believe this is a first for Golden Boy, is the fact that we're gonna be on Prime. I mean, that's gonna be something really, really special. Have you seen Prime's production? Prime's production is probably the best production in boxing today. It's incredible, it's amazing. When you watch, you know, Prime, and you're watching these great fights that TGB put together, and that Samson put together, and Al Heyman and PBC. You know, I'm watching those fights, and I'm intrigued by the production, the value of the production. That's one thing. But this fight here on May 2nd, look, there's no trash talking, there's no pushing and this and that. No, they're gonna do that inside the ring. Mark my words. And guys, don't forget about the pressure. But the pressure to fight hard. That's why I love Cinco de Mayo weekend, because every fighter that fights on Cinco de Mayo, they know they have to fight hard. They know that the fans are expecting a war inside the ring, and you couldn't have two better guys than Zurdo and Benavidez.
Well, when you're throwing that fight party, you're going to get mad. The dealers are going to get mad if nobody's fighting, right? And that'll be May 2nd, a PBC pay-per-view event available on Prime Video. For David, this is a fight between two fighters that have a lot of respect for each other. You guys known each other for a while. You don't, first, neither of you are trash talkers. You're very honest with the public, you're honest with the media, but when you get into the ring, obviously it's different. Why do you have an advantage on May 2nd?
Well, I mean, I can say I have an advantage. Zurdo's going to say he has an advantage over me, but I'm just going to say how it is. I'm going to go in there. I'm going to leave everything on the ring. I'm training extremely hard. My conditioning, my stamina, everything. You know, I'm not leaving nothing to the side. I'm making sure I'm working even harder and putting extra reps in anything and everything I do this camp. And that's just the way I fight. You know what I mean? I'm gonna leave everything out on the ring. You know, I don't want to just. I want to earn, you know, the fans' respect, and I want to go in there and put on a great fight, and I want to leave all the fans amazed by when they leave that fight. I want them to be, you know, I want them to be amazed at the fight, the whole card and the whole event. You know, that's what we're going for. We're going to leave everything on the ring.
Samson, you saw this young man and you signed him. What did you see about him when you said, I want him to work with me?
Well, in this case, it was not really only me. He went to spar in St. Thomas, Virgin Islands, and I have the Jackson brothers, and he beat the shit out of him. So Tony from Virgin Islands said, listen, we need to take this kid. I say, look, I know you for so long, but I have trust on you. I used to do a lot in the Virgin Islands. So I spoke with Jose, and we come to an agreement, but I never saw him before. But in the first time, then I make my, you know, I work my secret, how to get the best. And until now, I believe I didn't make a mistake, because the first fight he was in Showtime. I say that we have a future champion in 168, and I promised to him that he'd be the youngest one. Now, in the beginning of his career, in the first fight, he told me, let's do it 175 pounds. You remember?
It's 180.
100.
I told you 100.
So he called me up, he said, the lawyer, our friend David Garcia, he said, can we make the fight 185? I said, no, I just canceled the show. I just canceled the fight. You need to come and do whatever you agree with. He come less of that. And I believe that is the reason that he followed my lead for so many years that it be almost 10 years together. And he went to 168. He said, no, 75. I can go to 60. I know that. And I'm so proud of him and the father and the whole family because we accomplished so much in such short time that I'm so proud and hope that it will continue forever.
Every fighter has a journey. That's a great story there, Samson finding where he's at. For you, Zurdo, when you came from Sinaloa, you were with a different team. You connected with Brickhouse and Julian Chua. They've made you a champion. Why is this bond that you have so special?
Because it's May 5th, La Batalla de Puebla, them two warriors. I mean, I just want to be my own too. I want to be the best, and I want to fight with the best. I know he's one of the best, and I just want to give to really exciting fight to those people that they love this sport like me, boxing, and I just want to fight him because he's the best, and what I get to in this sport because I'm trying to recognize myself to be the best, and then I have to fight with the best.
And the belts stay with you?
Yes, stay with me.
You're taking the belts?
They're coming home with me.
They're going with Benavidez or they're going with Zurdo. Let's get a face-off between these two. Round of applause for David and Monstro Benavidez and Humberto Zurdo Ramirez to do the face-off here. Play, medias, keep down because we got cameras behind you guys.
Look first to the cameras.
Again, the fight, May 2nd, headlining a PBC pay-per-view event available on Prime Video. For the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, pre-sale tickets for this live event available Tuesday the 24th at 10 a.m. Available on AXS.com.
David, you put your belt on?
Again, this is sponsored by DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. Promoted by Samson Boxing and Golden Boy Promotions in association with TGB Promotions. Cinco de Mayo weekend, May 2nd.
Alright, just the
You will see the WBA, WBO Cruiserweight World Champion Zurdo Ramirez against El Monstro David Benavidez moving up to the Cruiserweight division. A fight that's been brewing for years. They've known each other for...
Down here, please.
Here, guys. Center.
Say face off.
Benavidez.
Okay, can you turn this? Stay faced off, but turn this way. All right, promoter.
Promoters.
Come on. Jose, come on
Do you
in.
want your other belts? Or
Trainer, come on in. All right, everybody out to the cameras in the back, please.
look to the back?
And down here, please.
Look down.
Everybody good?
Good?
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
There it is, May 2nd, live on PBC pay-per-view event. Zurdo Ramirez and